Thanks, Anne. I'm a practical man, Mr. Crane. I've enjoyed your articles, but come on now, you don't really believe all that occult mumbo-jumbo?
It's not really about what I believe, Mr. Gilchrist. It's about what an awful lot of people believe, and a lot more want to believe.
I deal in figures, debits and credits. There's your reality.
Harry saved me from a fate worse than death at the hands of the Inland Revenue when I first came to Edinburgh.
Their computer went mad with desire when it reached Anne's name and shot out demands for impossible sums. We got it put right.
Excuse me.
Between you and me, I keep telling Anne it'd be just as easy to make out a tax form for two as for one. But she keeps turning me down.
I think she's very wise, financially speaking.
Hello, Harry.
Roy.
Roy Martindale? Tom Crane.
Hello.
How do you do?
You surprise me, Roy. You really do. A practical medical man believing in black magic, witches on broomsticks.
A lot of what Tom's put into his articles is easily credible. It all depends from which viewpoint you look at it.
And you, being a psychiatrist, with your own line of mumbo-jumbo.
Right then, you just apply psychiatry to everything Tom's come across and you'll find most of it scientifically explainable.
I can't quite let you get away with that. You may be able to explain away some of the more bizarre manifestations.
Well, exactly. We even have names for them. Schizophrenia, psychosis, hallucinatory states.
There you are. What did I say?
Yeah, but can you explain away telepathy, clairvoyance, telekinesis?
No, I can't, not as yet, but I believe in time science will. The research been done in that field has yielded fascinating results. You've only got to look at the work of Ullman and Krippner.
Roy,
What?
you're not to lecture my guests.
No, and I'm interested. Please.
There, you see? And you know you'll confirm what I'm going to say.
I'll wait and hear what it is first. We have been known to disagree.
All right, I stand alone. You probably know the human brain is in two hemispheres, the left and the right. The left controls language, logic, conscious thought in general. The right is where creativity, aesthetics have their source.
And the left has the upper hand.
What happens when it loses the upper hand? When you sleep, under stress conditions or hypnosis, the left loses its control of the right. Result, visual, even auditory hallucinations.
And somewhere there are your explanations of telepathy, clairvoyance, what, Annie?
Yes, with varying degrees of susceptibility or acceptability in different people.
Well, of course, no two minds are alike. True sensitives often deny themselves, perhaps through fear. They shouldn't. There is nothing to fear.
Well, it's a fascinating subject, but I must get to my bed. Anne, will you excuse me?
Was it something we said?
It's been a long day. I'm tired. Perhaps another time.
Well, how are you fixed tomorrow evening? Come to dinner.
I'm sorry, I've got another appointment.
Somebody interesting?
Yes, very. A man called Drexel used to be quite famous.
Never heard of him.
Infamous, I would have said.
Do tell.
He had quite a reputation in the late 40s, an exponent of the occult. That him?
The same.
Used whatever so-called abilities he had to impress young people, mostly women.
A phony?
Oh, most certainly.
I don't think so.
Why do you say that?
I don't know.
It must have impressed you.
Not especially. Not yet, anyway.
And where is he now?
I'm afraid I promised not to reveal his whereabouts.
Oh, now, don't leave Anne and me in the dark.
To some people, Drexel was rather unlucky, Harry. I won't go into the lurid details.
Why not?
On 2 or 3 occasions, people involved with Drexel in some way or another came to sticky ends.
How sticky?
Their deaths were seemingly self-inflicted or accidental.
Drexel had watertight alibis each time.
Well, so what are you on about, Roy?
One of them was an old friend of mine, John Lawson. He was about to expose Drexel when his accident happened.
Oh, excuse me.
I think old Roy's bored you with his horror stories.
On the contrary, I find them fascinating, but I must get to my bed. Good night, Harry. Nice to have met you.
Night, Tom.
Good night, Roy. I hope we meet again.
Oh, I shall look forward to it.
Thanks very much.
Of course, all the local boys are onto it first, because it was a good story. A bit of a mystery. Cheers.
Cheers.
But there was no evidence of foul play, no developments, so we lost interest.
Just another missing person.
Right.
Tell me about the mystery.
Here's a widow. 46, quite attractive, and plenty of friends. A couple of Sundays ago, her next-door neighbour looks in. Would you like her Sunday papers picked up at the newsagents? Thank you, says she. 20 minutes later, the neighbour's back. Mrs. Christie's gone.
No clues at all.
Nothing. It couldn't have been premeditated. She left the front door open. A frying pan with bacon and eggs sizzling away in the stove.
Touch of the Mary Celestes.
Only this wasn't the middle of the ocean. A residential area at a time of the morning when they're out cleaning their cars or on the way to the kirk. Yet no one saw sight nor sign of her.
Did the neighbours search the house?
Yeah, top to bottom. And he took his car and cruised around the streets for an hour before he reported her missing.
Well, hundreds of people take off like that every year.
Oh, aye. Which is why we dropped after a few days. But here you are. After you rang, I got this lot together for you. Well, that tells the whole story. And that's the best photograph. There's some copy here we didn't use, more detailed background stuff.
I'm grateful, Alistair.
Oh, welcome. As long as you let us have anything new you might dig up.
You'll be the second to know. Promise.